What's going on, guys? Gabriel with Basic Car Guys here, and we're starting on the Jetta cleanup video series or whatever. So yeah, so you know, in this video I'm gonna go ahead and do the headlights, because I mean they're really yellow and oxidized, and just, you know, it's either buy new headlights or, you know, try to get them restored. So I'm gonna try to restore them for my aunt, you know, just so that way, like, but I'm driving it around right now, so for better visibility and all that, I'm gonna try to get them back up. So they're pretty bad. So yeah, I'm gonna try to get them back to, you know, at least looking a little bit better. You know, I'm not gonna say perfect, but who knows, it might come out perfect. So anyway, so with that being said, you know, just some of the things that I'm gonna be using. I have a bucket here with some Dawn dish soap, because I don't care about my car. No, I'm just kidding. Just for some, you know, lubrication on that. I didn't really want to waste any of my soap, so just thought, you know, some Dawn dish soap would do the work, would do the trick. So it's just a bucket of water. We do have 3 different grits of paper: 1000, 1500, and 2000. Now, I kind of would have liked to go 800 on the headlights, and you may think that's really aggressive, but you got to remember that that's like a whole layer that you're going to be wanting to take out. So that's like a layer, like, think of it like as an onion, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of weird to say, but you can peel off a layer. So that's kind of what you're doing with like the 800, is like peeling it off and then going from there, like trying to smooth it out. So I would have liked 800, but I don't have any 800, and I kind of just wanted to go ahead and do this now. So I kind of just said, like, I'm just gonna work with what I have. So so yeah, I had this, so I'll start with 1000, and it's gonna work. It's gonna work for sure. Now I also like to work with a pad. Like, I don't like to just like freehand it, because with your hand you can't make equal pressure. Like, if you push down, either your palm's gonna have more pressure than your fingers, but you can never even it out. So I kind of want it to be flat and smooth. So I have one of these 3M stick-it pads. I think these are like $5 or something at the auto parts store. So these are really helpful. It's flat, but you can kind of, like, you know, contour it a little bit to what you're gonna do. I have a softer one. It's called a wet or dry sponge, but I don't like it. Alrighty, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave that in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean the surface. I'm gonna go ahead and set up the camera. Alright, so what I'm gonna start off by doing is actually cleaning the headlights. So since I already have like water and Dawn, I'm just gonna go ahead and use the wheel microfiber. I'm gonna go ahead and decontaminate the whole car, so I guess it really wouldn't do too much harm. So, you know, you want to clean off the surface of any dirt and debris and stuff. So, like, the way that you can tell if your headlights are going to be able to get polished typically is if you put water on them or wash them and then they get clear. That's kind of an indication that they're going to be able to get cleaned up and all that. So I'm going to clean off this one. I'm going to clean off the other one while I'm at it. Alright, and then step 2 would be to lay some tape around the edges here. And it's muggy outside, and it's supposed to be like 105 or 107. Today's like what, like July something. Alright, so now that we have the headlights taped up and everything, obviously the reason why you want to tape it up is if you're sanding, you don't want to scratch into the, you know, you don't want to get scratches onto the paint. Also, if whenever you're compounding, again, you don't want to compound the paint. So you just want it to just touch this area, just in case, you know, you never know. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and I'm going to lubricate the surface. What I'm going to be using to lubricate the surface is ONR. So that's waterless wash. I'm going to go ahead and just spray it and then start sanding with 1000 one way. So I'm going to be doing side to side, and all that. And then when we move on to the next one, we're gonna be sanding up and down, and then we get to the 2000, side to side again. So it's cross hatching. That way, you know, we kind of get an idea of if it's not flat and even and all that stuff. So we wanted to get it flat and even and perfect, you know, basically. Like, we want to get the surface as close to clean and perfect as possible. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do that. And pretty much the sanding process is the actual sanding should be in time lapse, and then in between I'll kind of explain and see if we need to do anything more. So we'll get to that now. Alright, so this is kind of when you determine, you know, I already dried it with towel, and then I went over with air. This is kind of where you need to determine whether or not you need to go more aggressive. And also you need to determine if this area, if you can see it on camera, but like there's like this weird thing here. You need to feel it out and see if that's inside the headlight or if that's outside the headlight. So honestly I kind of wish I had grittier sandpaper, maybe 600, because there's heavy scratches in here for sure. Now that I'm looking at this and it's kind of like dry and kind of flattened out or whatever, it's not as flat as I'd like it to be. So yeah, so the reason why you want to dry it and just make sure is because you want to see if there's any areas that you might have missed. So it looks like this edge, this whole edge, I completely missed, and I guess the inside of this part here I kind of missed. And then I'm gonna just see if I can try to flatten this out a little bit more. I'm not gonna lube it up this time. I'm just gonna use like I keep putting the sandpaper back into the bucket, so I'm just going to use that water basically. So I'm going to go ahead and go at it again with the 1000, and then I'll actually just show the next part of the 1500. Alright, so now that we're at the 1500, I went back with the 1000, so here we go. Alright, so yeah, we hit it with the 1500. It's feeling a lot smoother. I still kind of got this weird area here, but yeah, it's looking a lot better. So right now I'm kind of just looking over to see, and it's a little bit more like clear on this side and this side. So I don't know. I'm sanding it right though, for sure. I think this is just one of those headlights that oxidizes from the inside out. But yeah, still got a lot of heavy scratches. Like, there's scratches that are diagonal. There's super deep scratches that are sideways, for sure, that I know I didn't cause. But yeah, so whatever. Again, we're just kind of going forward. Looks better than before anyway. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take off some of this old tape and I'm gonna retape, because it's not waterproof, so it's kind of just like falling off, and I don't want to scratch this area up or get compound on it. So I'm just gonna retape this bottom area. Alright, so now we're gonna go ahead and do the 2000. So the 2000, we're gonna go back side to side again. So yeah, here we go. Alright, Alright, so now that we did all that, surface is, you know, it's clean and all that. Let me just wipe it. So yeah, now that it's all cleaned up and everything, you can see it's like white haze and everything. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use this CarPro Clear Cut. I really like this clear cut. Very low dusting, and on top of that, it cuts down really fast and kind of really easy. So it's gonna, you know, do a great job of getting through this this thing or whatever. We're gonna use the Porter cable. I would be using I technically could use my my Rupes. I have an LHR 15 Mark II, like the ES2 or whatever. It's really good, but the thing about that is it doesn't have a 3-inch attachment. You have to get another polisher for that. So instead of spending $300, like I spent $400 on the Rupes. So instead of spending like another $200-300 on the smaller one, I just kept my Porter cable here, and I just bought a 3-inch attachment. I've had a 3.5-inch or 4-inch or something like that, but I didn't have a 3-inch, so like a lot of my pads weren't really like centered well. But you know, I have a 3-inch now. So we're gonna use an orange cutting pad by Lake Country, and we're gonna go ahead and apply, you know, we're gonna go ahead and apply it on here and do all that. So the 3-inch is perfect because it's small, so it can kind of get into these corners here, as you can see there. Yes, it's gonna take a little bit more effort to get it through the surface on the top, but it's fine because what I care about kind of more is just getting into those surfaces. So I really feel like 3 inches for a for headlights is perfect. If you're not doing a 4-inch pad or anything like that, I mean, if you're not doing a 3-inch pad, I guess, you know, if you have the ability to be able to get a the 1-inch little Rupes in here, that would be awesome too. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and do this headlight up now, and then yeah, so whatever. Yeah, we went ahead and compounded it, so you can kind of tell a difference. Like, it still looks kind of like hazy. The headlight is kind of warm because, you know, obviously it uses you know, heat and the compound to kind of like mix together and all that. So, but I mean, other than that, I mean, like, definitely an improvement from the first step, you know what I mean? So this is pretty good. What I'm going to show you here is just a comparison of where we're at. So this is just with CarPro Clear Cut. Again, I really like this product because it's kind of like a really good one-step, honestly. Like, you can take a panel, use the CarPro, and it's like it gets rid of scratches if you have the right pad and all that. Like, if you used a Rupes blue pad, oh man, it's game over. Like, there's nothing. And probably with the wool pad, you probably do really good. But anyway, so you see here, headlights are pretty like good, but they're not good enough. Like, it's, yeah, I don't think you can see it in camera because it's kind of reflective, so it's not like good enough yet. But you can see where we started from. So we started from here, and like there's heavy oxidation, and just look at this, you know what I mean? Like, it's really heavy. I honestly think that 600 would probably knock this down, but I mean, like, come on, I mean, this is like a huge improvement. Like, this is really good. You can't even really tell that there was a yellow line here, so yellow piece or whatever here. So now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and use I'm gonna use V38 from Chemical Guys, and I think I'm gonna use it on traditionally I use it on a white pad, because a white pad is like it's like a polishing pad. So traditionally I use it. I think I'm just gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna go ahead and use the white pad with the Chemical Guys V38. V38 is just abrasive enough. Like it's really like, it's more oily than anything. And like the reason I have Chemical Guys V36 that I could have used on the headlights, that I used to use on the headlights, but V36 is kind of oily as well, and I didn't want something oily, and it's heavy dusting, and even though I'm going to clean the car, I still don't want to like blow it out of places. Like if you could tell here, there's some dust from the CarPro, but it's not as bad as if I were to use, you know, like the V36. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and grab a white pad, V38, and then I'm just going to get started on compounding it. Wow, like just look at it. It's like huge difference. Super clean, reflective, really nice, really just amazing. It's great, right? Like it's just like you can't even tell. Like even when I was sanding out, I was really doubtful that area was gonna come off, and I mean it came off for the most part, like a really good amount. I think with the 600 it would have knocked it down a lot better. There was even just a little bit down here that was like oxidized. I didn't really have good confidence in it coming out. I will say like it didn't really come out like around here, and again I think just with the 600 it would have made it all even. I think it's just really deeply oxidized and scratched up and everything. So yeah, I mean like that's amazing. I mean it's just, look at the difference, and this is not even protected. Honestly, once you put on the sealant, it pops. Like I guarantee you guys, I know this, but I'm not gonna protect it yet because I'm not gonna protect it yet because you want to kind of like I'm not gonna protect it yet because I want to wash the car. And the thing is, if you put the sealant on, like if you put, I'm gonna use Jet Seal. Jet Seal has been my #1 sealant for many years. Honestly, I haven't really tried anything else besides like ceramic wax by Total Auto Solutions called Y-Wax, which I'll be reviewing later. I'm gonna order some more and I'll do a review on it. But yeah, I mean like honestly, like my brother-in-law's Toyota Camry, whose headlights I did, I filmed that, but I didn't like the way the lighting was, and it was just really bad, so I didn't post it. But his have been holding up since I think September, and we're in July, and his car never gets washed, and it's always outside, and it's always in the hot sun, and they're still crystal clear to this day because of the Jet Seal. And I think what I'm gonna have to do soon is do another application just to prolong the life of it, you know what I mean? So you kind of just want to keep reapplying. But I mean like just, this is amazing. Like this looks so good. So what I'm gonna do is come back to the headlight, and I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like after, with the Jet Seal applied and everything, like after the car's washed and everything, like later on. So this is kind of not gonna be a two-part, but it's just gonna be like, you know, don't be confused if it's like different lighting and all that. It's just because I washed the car and everything's done. So yeah, with that being said, let's go on to the next clip. Alright, so yeah, so we went ahead and finished washing the car and everything. Everything's good. Everything's lovely. So, here we have a pad, microfiber applicator pad, and the Jet Seal. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put the Jet Seal. The way Jet Seal works, basically you just apply it to your applicator, like liberally, and then just spread it thin, basically. So again, I like Jet Seal because it works extremely well, and it just gives it that factor. I'm gonna open the hood so I can get on top of the headlight too. Alright, so it's been about 25 minutes, I would say. So this, the Jet Seal should be bonded. So now you just wipe it and reveal a crazy fucking good shine. That's just, whew, that is so good. And there you have it, folks. Super clean headlights. I mean, do you guys remember what it looked like before? Just looked horrible. It was just, god damn, man. Look at this one. It's pretty good.
Honestly, this one could have been sanded a little bit harder, like with the 800. But I mean, overall it looks great. It's a huge improvement for sure. Definitely gonna improve visibility. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here. It's hot. It was actually the last thing I had to do, so I'm gonna go shower and get pretty. So thank you guys for watching. If you guys haven't subscribed already, go ahead and subscribe. Please put it down in the comments what you guys think, and there's more videos to come, so keep a lookout. Bye.